Hello, welcome to HBM's Crypto-Corner for Wednesday, May 11th, 2022. We have a couple of things to talk about, so let's get started. There is a one-of-a-kind Bigfoot trap in the forest of Jackson County, Oregon, and that's it right there. It's no longer in use, but it was at one time being used to perhaps trap a Sasquatch. In 1974, someone constructed a Bigfoot trap in hopes of capturing the mythical ape-like creature. The trap was placed in Jackson County, Oregon, as it's reported that a Bigfoot roams the forests of the Pacific Northwest. The trap was abandoned in the early 80s after Bigfoot never showed up. The trap is still there, though, and maintained as a novelty by the United States Forest Service. It's located on Collings Mountain Hiking Trail, where hundreds of hikers pass by each year. Watch out, Bigfoot. But apparently Sasquatch were smart enough to stay away from that particular trap. But it's still there. They have not taken it down. They have not destroyed it or anything like that. They've kept it, they've maintained it there, interestingly enough. I guess as a novelty item, because it never caught a Sasquatch. Here's something interesting. Is this video proof Nessie exists? Best footage for 20 years shows legendary Loch Ness Monster swimming beneath the waters. Couple who filmed it claim. A new video from banks of Loch Ness has reignited rumors of Monster Nessie. The clip shows what appears to be humps breaking the surface of the water. It was captured by a couple of holiday makers with no strong views on Nessie. Nessie enthusiast Gary Campbell says this is the best alleged footage he has seen. A 2.5-minute video taken from the banks of Loch Ness appears to show a large creature moving through the water. Experts describe it as the most compelling footage to emerge in the past 20 years of hunting for the Loch Ness Monster. The clip shows what look to be humps breaking the surface of the water and something powerful swimming and turning underneath. A strong wake of water can be seen behind the unknown creature as it swims along just below the surface and just 150 yards from shore. Gary Campbell, who has spent 26 years logging every credible sighting of Nessie, said it was the best footage he had seen in decades. And this is the video. Is there something there? I don't see anything. I could be looking in the wrong place, of course. Oh, wait a minute. What's that? Right there. Something moving through the water. Could it be? He added, "This is a really, really good signing of something that is unexplained in Loch Ness." The remarkable footage was taken by a couple of professionals in their early 50s who were on holiday in the Scottish Highlands. They said they had no strong views on Nessie other than having been amused by anecdotes about previous sightings. The husband and wife, who want to remain anonymous, are keen for their footage to be analyzed in the hope it may help provide definitive answers about the existence of the monster or what might be inhabiting the loch. The woman said, "We were fairly ambivalent about the Loch Ness monster. We enjoyed the stories but didn't necessarily believe them. We definitely love for somebody to analyze the video. If it helps anybody work out what's down there, then it'd be our absolute pleasure. We'd be delighted." The woman had woken up just after 6 a.m. on Monday and decided to take some photographs as the loch was so still that its surface was like glass. But after spotting something large moving in the water, she began filming on her iPhone, and it could be heard saying, "What on earth is that?" as her husband joined her to watch what was unfolding. The couple filmed for 2 minutes and 37 seconds from 6:21 a.m. as the mysterious creature, they estimated it to be about between 20 and 30 feet in length, swam beneath the water and gave them tantalizing glimpses as it broke the surface. It appeared to have at least one fin or limb, which paddled under the water like an oar. The woman also took several still pictures from the vantage point of their holiday cottage set on the hillside opposite Urquhart Castle, around a quarter of a mile from the loch. She added, "I really don't know what it was in the water. It was something huge. I don't really think it equates on the video quite how large it was. We don't know what the creature was. It was propelling itself with something. It wasn't how a fish would do it. You can see it much clearer than has come out in the photos. The lumps or humps or whatever they are kept disappearing under the water, but it was still pushing forward under the water. You could see something under the water, then it rushed forward and turned round. From what we could gauge, it was between 20 and 30 feet long. There was nothing else to the loch, no boats, nothing." Her husband said, "We were not here to look for the Loch Ness monster. We wanted to enjoy the beautiful scenery. There is something weird went on out there on the loch. Somebody far more intelligent than us on a scientific basis can analyze it, and if it helps contribute anything in the understanding of the phenomena, or even if it rekindles a bit of interest and fun in a world that's full of so much misery at the moment, then that can't not be a good thing." The footage has now been handed over to Mr. Campbell, who keeps the official Loch Ness Monster register and only includes sightings which cannot easily be explained away. He has now officially logged the couple's sighting. Mr. Campbell said, "In terms of video evidence, there have been 2 or 3 really good videos in the past, but this is certainly up there with the best of them. When something like this comes along, which is genuinely inexplicable, then it is great." Mr. Campbell described the footage as the best taken since August 2000, when Glasgow postman Bobby Pollock shot a 3.5 minute video of an unidentified creature in the loch. But Dr. Darren Naish, a zoologist and author of Hunting Monsters, said he was doubtful a monster would ever be found in Loch Ness. Describing the new footage, he said, "We see 2 tiny black objects filmed at great distance. They're nothing more than unidentifiable specks on the water, and there's no indication that we're seeing something that's especially large or unusual in shape. Based on how both look from the same approximate location and distance, the objects must be small. I estimate less than 50 centimeters long. I see no reason why they can't be birds, probably ducks. The wakes they leave on the surface look interesting, but wakes of this sort are common along the surface when conditions are right. Well, who knows? Still a very interesting video, although, I don't know, it's a bit ambiguous, I have to say. Even though Gary Campbell thinks it's possibly the real thing, that it may be an unidentified creature. It is, admittedly, you have to admit, it is quite ambiguous. And I think until there is undeniable proof of nesting, then we're just going to have to speculate on what we have. And of course, analyze these videos. By the way, I hope you guys enjoyed the two videos I posted from the Ohio Bigfoot Conference, which was great, by the way. They had Dr. Jeff Meldrum, Cliff Barrickman, Renee Holland, Matt Moneymaker, and Adam Davis, who was sort of a last-minute substitute for Lauren Coleman. And they all did great. I thought all the presentations were really good. Renee's was really good because she talked about the Native American perspective on Sasquatch. Now, some tribes believe that they're more spiritual than anything else. I don't know if Renee believes that's more spiritual. She probably does, but it's very interesting. And Jeff Meldrum talked about citizen science and how citizen science should be more highlighted. Cliff Barrickman's presentation was about recurrence of individual Sasquatch in the footprint casts. And he thinks there's a possibility that there may be fewer individuals than even some may think. There are some who say that the population of Sasquatch is pretty high, but Cliff seems to think that it's pretty low. And who knows? Cliff could be right. Adam Davis talked about his time of exploring different mysteries all over the world, different cryptids. Really good presentation that he gave. Matt Moneymaker talked about a video that he had. He showed a video in which it's a video that he presents to new recruits to the BFRO as to how Sasquatch are like cavemen and we are like little green men or aliens, which I found interesting. So, and his was the last presentation of the day, by the way. And then there was a terrific Q&A session on Saturday night at the OBC. And then there was a town hall on Sunday. So there were these special little things going on besides the speakers. Plus, as you saw the video that I posted, Don Keating spoke on Friday night and talked about the different sightings that he's investigated through the years. And he had a really great back and forth with Matt Moneymaker. Matt Moneymaker shooting out questions to him. which I thought that was pretty terrific. Because for years, Don was not a big fan of Matt Moneymaker. But it seems like Don is softening his stance on Matt Moneymaker these days, which I think is interesting. But anyway, the OBC was great, and I do plan on going back next year. Adam is going to be back. Adam Davis, he's going to be back speaking at the OBC next year. So that should be cool. Anyway, that's going to be it for this week. I want to thank you very much for tuning in. You guys are the heart of the show. I always say that, but I always mean it. Now, continue to do this as long as you guys want me to. And hey, until next week, y'all be good or be good at it. This is May-HBM, Crypto Corner.